Hello, beautiful stars. Welcome to the inspiration mini card collection portion here of my entire collection. And these will run through fairly pretty quick because they're just mini little cards. But the container I have them here, it's like a book, and it says "Start each day with a grateful heart." um, and that's where I keep all my little inspiration cards. I often use these with the smoke scrying for the universal messages, and let me bring these out, and then I will show them to you here in a little bit. Okay, so in this mini series, we're starting off with the Starseeds inspiration messages here by Nari Anastasia. Um, and lovely images. Yeah, all the space ones always surprise me. You don't think you can get too much out of just space images, but you actually kind of do, or at least I've gotten it out of these messages. Some of these have kind of other additional images in them, like the tiger here and the clouds or the cosmos. So yeah, it can give an additional depth for the reading in addition to just the messages here. And what I love about this deck so much is that not only have the messages been on point when Spirit has chosen to get certain cards out from these decks, but they're also very nice, truthful messages to point out what's really needed to pay attention to at the moment, whether that is more in a positive term or more in a term where it encourages you to face more of the challenges. Yeah, so absolutely love this one. Okay, next we have two from Sherilyn Darcy here, and Sherilyn Darcy has done like a bunch of well, not a bunch, but a good number of plant decks, oracles. Yeah, so um, I think she probably is a green witch. She did the magical herb oracle, and yeah, I just love her stuff, and I also love plants as well. So these are the backs for this one, the language of flowers, and it has the name and kind of a keyword and an encouragement affirmation um, phrase to go with it, and then also the individual flowers, of course. Just a lovely, beautiful deck. Yeah, so um, for plant lovers, I as a plant lover and for plant lovers too, I really like these decks. This is the flower petals one. This one is more like watercolor kind of drawings and has the name, of course, and then a message along with it. But overall, just two beautiful decks to have in your repertoire if you are a plant lover and with like kind of mini daily inspirational messages. Yeah, so okay, next I want to talk about four of the minis because they're all done by the same author, Jessica Leigh here. And we'll start with the Starlight here. And what I do like about most of these is, even though they have the same back for most of them, each message has like a little mini picture that's different on each card. The messages are great. I really like them, and they've been insightful in terms of helping out with the universal messages that Spirit wants to convey. The C melodies here, same thing, same card back, but um, different little images here on each of the card. Yeah, and of course, yeah, the messages have also been um, great and profound to dive into. So they serve as a really good accompanying decks. Although they have, so this is the Secret Garden one, they have certainly stood out on their own in terms of delivering single messages, um, yeah, in their own right. So it can be used either way. I've used them both as accompanying messages and as individual messages as well. So yeah, they can serve multiple purpose, but they're easy to handle. They're small, and the messages, at least on the card themselves, are succinct to the point. And this is the Whispering Woods one. Yeah, so the messages are to the point, succinct, and pretty straightforward. And this one, believe is the only one by hers that I have. I do not have an individual image for each card, but that's okay. The vibe of it is that woodsy kind of adventurous, mysterious, out there kind of vibe. But they're all good messages overall. Yeah, so 4 of these, all by Jessica, and they'll be in the timestamps down below. Okay, next we have the Chakra Love Raise Your Crystal Vibration Inspirational Card mini card deck. And these feature usually individual chakras and a message and a crystal that is associated or with each card. There's a couple that include multiple chakras for like chakra balancing. So like all the chakras and various crystals that goes with them too. So very good deck. Very good messages with this deck as well. So it's a nice one to have. In the back, most of them have crystal and crystal colors that associate with the crystal on the front card, like Lapis Lazuli here. I think either as a version of it or something similar to it. So yeah, nice crystal chakra deck. Okay, next we have 2 by the same author, Stacy DeMarco. And if you ever had any of the Stacy DeMarco's deck, she has a couple oracles out, and they're always pretty well, literally pretty. They're gorgeous to look at, but the artwork is very distinct. I don't know, every time I look at a Stacy DeMarco deck, yeah, even in each card, it has a distinctiveness to it that allows more than just the messages on the front to come through, but you can also get more from the images in the back of the card here. And the messages are pretty insightful from what I found. So I really like Stacy decks. So yeah, and that is the Moonmagick one, and this is the Wishcraft one here. And the images here are also very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this one here with the fireflies, the wishes releasing. Yeah, you can get a lot of expanded messages from the images alone. And then on top of that, in addition, there's like really good messages from the card itself too. Yeah, so overall, great decks to work with. Love her work, and those are the Moonmagick and the Wishcraft mini inspiration decks. Okay, and next we have the Sweet Dreams inspiration deck by Rose and Sarah, and she also did the Dreams Oracle as well. And these are the same back, of course, and each message is different. But reading through them, I have really liked these messages. They have a keyword and then kind of like an affirmation, advice-ish kind of message that goes along with it. and they're pretty insightful. So I do like them. The the messages are not just kind of like scattered or thrown on there. It it really does seem to kind of have weight to them. So yeah, I do like this one, and that's the Sweet Dreams inspiration. Okay, and the next one is the Angel Wishes by Debbie Malone, and this deck here um, hasn't come out too much, but the messages are pretty straightforward. They're focused on angel guidance in the forms of like feathers that come that out for you, or serve as reminders or signs from the angels. The messages on this one, I think, are a bit more straightforward. It's the best way I would describe them. So, like as you read them, they're pretty straightforward. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, the Angel Wishes mini inspiration deck. Okay, and nearing the end here, we have two more decks after this, but we're getting towards the Wisdom decks. I mean, most of these um, mini cards are more inspirational. This is more like Wisdom geared. I love how with Sophie Chan's mini inspiration cards here, there's the Divine Feminine, and there's the Divine Masculine. And in reading through the message, yeah, you do get a bit of a feel for the yang energy, the masculine, and the yin energy for the divine feminine. The both messages from both deck are great. They're really yeah, insightful, expansive. So in terms of reading through the message, they are great. There's no significant pictures or anything like that. The card backs are the same, but the messages are great. And this really does have a divine feminine yin soothing approach to it. The divine masculine one has more of a more assertive note to the messages. In some of them, it's still encouraging in a way, but yeah, some of the messages are a bit more yeah, assertive, and will kind of focus on really um, getting you either inspire, encourage, or kind of like more like boot camp messages, but not to the extent of that intensity. Yeah, so overall, two great decks, really good companions to each other. Perhaps for if you're doing both divine masculine and divine feminine readings. Yeah. Okay, and we are down to our two last mini inspiration decks here, the Avalon Magic, also by Rose and Sarah, and then the Druid Wisdom by Andres and Christia. And each of these cards have their own individual image. The artwork of this is yeah, distinctive. I like the feel of it. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's more it's just unique in its own way. And this, of course, focuses more on like Avalon has the Celtic Druid vibe to it, both for these decks. And the messages, reading them, yeah, have they're pretty profound. So I do like both the imagery in the back and the messages that are on these cards. So that's the Avalon Magic one, and I absolutely love this the Druid Wisdom ones. These are very various images of landscape and apparently a person there, um, and then perhaps a bird there too, but mostly are landscapes. Um, yeah, and they're very pretty, gorgeous landscape. I forgot where it was exactly. Let me see if I can find that. It says Druidic landscape, but um, there might be a country or region that it's from. Let's see. Yeah, it just says Druidic landscape. Oh, here we go. I thought there was, yeah. Walk the Druid's path through Scotland, England, and Wales. Yeah, so that region of the world, um, yeah, where most back then the Druids resided in stemming from that area of the world. So yeah, lovely landscape from that area of the world, but the messages are really good, and some of them are almost like incantations or spells with various symbols here that are Celtic um, and of the Druid tradition. Yeah, so or can be found in the Celtic and Druid traditions. Yeah, so lovely deck with lovely messages. So two great decks here, and that is the last of the inspirational decks. All right, lovely stars, thank you so much for joining me in that mini series collection. If you like to see some of these messages and cards, head over onto the readings. I will be using them in conjunction with the universal spirit messages, and perhaps they'll pop out in some individual readings as well. But yeah, so thank you for spending your time here with me today. I wish you a wonderful, blessed day. Shine bright, have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the readings. All right, take care.